Hi everyone, Eamon here from V-League Weekly. No podcast this week. Bill and I are kind of on our travels, going to various matches around the country, and we'll probably do a bumper podcast on Monday where we'll look back on rounds 8 and 9 and look forward to rounds 10, talk about V-League 2, V-League 3. We've got all these big plans for Monday. Let's see how that goes. But no podcast this week. What this video is about really is a fan experience video about my trip to Haiphong to see their match against Saigon. I think it was 3 days ago. Saigon came away with the points, 2-0. Fairly comfortable win for them. We'll go into the football a bit later, but first of all, just want to talk a bit about the stadium, about the fans, about the whole experience of going to the Lach Tray stadium. The first thing I noticed about the stadium was it's kind of removed from the main street. The main street at Lach Tray is kind of removed from the main street. So there's this kind of gate that you go through to buy your ticket, and then you see the stadium. But when I was on my motorbike, I actually missed the stadium a couple of times because you just don't really see it. It's not particularly imposing. But then you park up, go through the gate, and then you buy a ticket and you see the stadium right there. There's nothing particularly distinctive about it from the outside. Really good hot dogs, I have to say. I may have sampled one or two before the game, before the match. But bought the ticket. Going into the stadium, though, it's a different story. Very aesthetically pleasing, I must say. I don't know if it's through design or accident, but we were sat kind of on the roofed side of the stadium, and so looking to the opposite stand where it says Lach Tray on the seating, and then beyond the stand you've got the mountains, you've got this beautiful Haiphong sky, kind of orange, blue, fluffy white clouds, really nice. So I think the ocean was there somewhere too. And it just makes for a really nice viewing experience. The stadium itself is very modern, well kept. The pitch was in fantastic condition, I have to say. Really, really good to see. The pitch was playing really nicely. Now, the fans themselves, they've got a reputation for being passionate, for being raucous, for loving their team. I have to say, the atmosphere was, from the first whistle, fairly subdued. It's a symptom, I think, of the way things have been going for Haiphong this season. They just haven't been able to get it together. You know, they've been losing games, they've not been scoring, they've not been picking up points. It's just, that's what happens, I guess, with these fans. They want something to cheer about. You can't just expect the atmosphere to be there from the beginning. And it was subdued. I think at the end of the game, a couple of fans were being quite vocal. Clearly upset with the performance as the players were coming off the field. That wasn't great to see, to be honest. I think, again, that was symptomatic of the final whistle coming just after Saigon got their second goal. Like Giovanni got the free kick, fantastic strike from him, and another goal for him. He's quite prolific now. But yeah, the fans were not happy, and I have to say, in the beer hoy afterwards, tried talking to a few fans. They were just giving the impression that they weren't happy with the performance, quite despondent. So Haiphong with a lot of work to do. I think the fans and the players in a kind of standoff. You know, the fans maybe saying, look, you know, give us something to cheer about, give us an early goal, put away some of your chances, be clinical, and we'll cheer you on. And the players probably need some of that support before they score the goal, you know, to help them give a bit of confidence, a bit of support. So I guess it's a bit of a standoff right now. But yeah, lovely stadium and lovely pitch. I must say, talking about the match itself, I thought Haiphong fairly wasteful. They had their chances. I think there were the final delivery wasn't the best. The crossing, the through balls, Saigon were reading the crossing very well. Let's not forget, you know, Bill and I mentioned last week that Saigon have a very organised defence. And they were reading these balls, reading the passes, cutting them out with ease, really. So I thought Haiphong had their notable players. I think Joseph Mpende was very good. He was involved in a lot of the attacking play. He was strong. Just didn't really come off for him in the end. I thought the substitute in the second half, Nguyen Thanh Dong, was really good when he came on. He was strong in the tackle. He was passionate. He was taking players on, trying to create something, trying to make something happen for Haiphong. But Pham Antoine, the coach, with plenty to think about. There's no denying that. And I would say going forward, Haiphong do need to start picking up the points, because we're seeing improvement from the teams below them, near the bottom of the table, like Namding and Kwangnam. Are doing well at the moment. But I think Haiphong have the quality, but it's just not happening for them right now. Saigon, on the other hand, very comfortable. Very comfortable. I won't focus on them too much in this video because Bill and I talked about them last week. Again, very organised, well drilled. I thought Lach Tray had another good game. He was involved in everything midfield, linking defence and attack. I thought Cao Van Chien was really good again. For the same reason, of course, they've got a prolific strike force now, Giovanni, Pedro Paolo. Actually, before I forget, I should mention one more thing about Haiphong as well. Again, don't want to call players out, but if Tae Kwong puts that chance away just before half time, where he's through on goal, he's only got the keeper to beat, and he hits it straight at the keeper. If that goes in, that's 1-1 on the stroke of half time. The crowd get a lift, and the second half could have been a different story. But it just wasn't to be. One more thing about Haiphong, the goalkeeper Van Tuan had a couple of moments, shall we say. I think it's difficult to blame him for the first goal. I've seen the goal a few times now. It's a very good header from Pedro Paolo. But I would say, looking at the replays, looking at the various angles, perhaps Van Tuan's positional awareness isn't the best. I think his starting position isn't great. There's a bit of indecision there about whether he comes out or stays on his line. And the same thing happened a few minutes later. Again, that indecision. If you're going to come out, come out. If you're going to stay on your line, stay on your line. Don't do half. Because, again, Pedro Paolo took him on, rounded the keeper, and if it wasn't for the clearance off the line, it would have been 2-0 in the first half. Could have come a cricket score, later on. So plenty to think about. But yeah, going back to Saigon, very organised. Lach Tray, Cao Van Chien involved. Good game. Of course, they've got that strong defence. They've got that prolific strike force. A goal apiece for Giovanni and Pedro Paolo. Great free kick from Giovanni at the end. It wasn't a great footballing spectacle, to be quite honest. I think once it got to about 75 minutes, Haiphong kind of were lacking in confidence, it seemed, and Saigon kind of saw the game out fairly easily. And of course, they got their free kick just before the final whistle to seal the points. So yeah. Now, at the end of the game, something very interesting happened. The final whistle went. As I said, a couple of fans were quite despondent, quite vocal. Really, one fan in particular was yelling and screaming at the players. It seemed as they were coming off the pitch, the Haiphong players, and there was a huge police presence. Maybe like 60 or 70 police officers all congregated in front of our stand. I don't know if that's a security issue in Haiphong, I'm not sure. But what I noticed leaving the stadium, we were back on the main street, and the one of the gates to the stadium was wide open. And you could see right through the gate. There was nobody guarding it. The pitch was there, the running track, and then the pitch. Just decided to take a little walk, really. A bit naughty, but took a little walk back into the stadium, walked on the pitch for a little while. It was a surreal experience. And we were about maybe 5 meters away from the Saigon dugout, where the players were putting on their tracksuits, and the Haiphong dugout was a bit further down the touchline. It was brilliant to be on the pitch, but from a security point of view, maybe I'll ask some questions, because if the fans are angry and they're getting access to the players, getting that close to the players without anyone checking them, that could be an issue. But that was really fun. Got some photos, posted them up on the Facebook feed if you've not had the chance to take a look at those. Hope you like my photography skills. But that was it, really. Out in a beer hoy afterwards, the Haiphong fans, as I said, kind of dejected. It wasn't a great day for Haiphong in footballing terms. Things have to pick up for them, but Saigon top of the table and going from strength to strength, it seems. This weekend, I shall be continuing my tour of the northern stadiums. I'll be going to Namding to see them play Kwangnam. And like I say, Bill and I will be back hopefully on Monday with a sort of longer than normal podcast to reflect on the previous 2 weeks. So enjoy V-League, keep watching, keep going to the stadiums, keep buying your tickets, Keep supporting this wonderful league, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care. Bye.